Mass Effect, the board game. Time to unbox our competition game. Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games. And today we're going to be unboxing Mass Effect, the board game. A game for 1 to 4 players based on the Mass Effect computer game series. Now I believe it's based possibly on the third one because the part of the scoring system in it is the war readiness, which was a mechanic in the third game. Of course, you don't get all the cast of characters, but you do get some of the best ones. So obviously the cover here has FemShep, but there's also a male version of the Shepard character in here if you so wish. You have Tali, which was kind of the technical genius. You have Garrus, the best friend slash sniper. You have Rex, which was kind of the up-close and personal muscle and shotgun wielder. And you have Liara, which was, along with Tali, kind of one of the love interests and is a kind of a psyker. Now, it's also a game that's been made by Eric M. Lang, someone who was involved in a couple of other very good games, including Rising Sun, but also Cthulhu Death May Die, which is a game I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to this one. Also not forgetting Calvin Wong Zi-Loon also designed this game with him. It's a very good price. It surprised me how much this cost. It was €50. Now they've kept the price down because they haven't got a board in here. You have a kind of a narrative playbook and pieces play on the board. But nevertheless, you do have miniatures for the actual heroes, but everything else I think is just cardboard and tokens. But again, it was a very good price. It was only €50. The game itself is set on a crashed Cerberus cruiser on the remote world Hagalaz. And you play kind of a series of campaign missions through it. So you either have 3 to 5 campaign games or 3 to 5 different missions in a specific campaign per se. So, unboxing this for the very first time, we are greeted with the mission book. Now, this is quite wide. It's as wide practically as the box, and I imagine that it has the missions in it. Now, what's interesting here is it's not paper. It's kind of like a plastic paper. So it's something that you can draw on and I presume wipe. So it's a bit tough. Now, I'm not going to go through them all, but just because I don't want to spoil things for people. There's different mission, different scenarios in it. So every mission as you go forward will have a different step or a different stage. Looking here on the right, we have the mission 1A is called Through the Breach, and we have the narrative here. So it looks like you've got a Paragon, you've got a Renegade, and you've got extra missions here on it. So there's multiple ways to kind of do it, and the enemy forces are Cerberus. So you've got an Assault Trooper, a Guardian, and an Engineer. And I guess the mission is to disrupt the transceiver, and you have a mission failure as well. So if Shepard is downed, the mission fails, and if you do fail it, you read story paragraph 91. So I like that. If you get through with the Paragon, read story paragraph 30. If you disrupt the transceiver, 121, 61, and 45 for Renegade. So I like that because it reminds me of this War of Mine in which your actions would have consequences later on in the game, which was, of course, a very big thing in the Mass Effect series itself. A lot of different symbols here, so I'm guessing like we have question marks, which are things to explore. We have resources, loot, alliance tokens, so possibly the starting areas. Again, I can't really kind of go through it all without spoiling it, but there is... How many pages in this? There is 28 pages. So you have 28 pages, if we split that in two, about 14 different missions, maybe 14 to 12 different kind of custom missions here. So that's a good thing here. I believe there's also loyalty missions for some of the characters. So again, that is the actual mission pack. We have here the narrative book. Now you can see that some of the, it's definitely the third Mass Effect game, because the bad guys were in a kind of an advanced stage of possession. by the Reapers. So you can see the Asari here with the old Banshees. You can see the Taurens here. I can't remember what they're called, Marauders, I believe, and the Husks, which were the standard old humans. So the narrative book gives you. So to avoid spoilers, do not read any further unless instructed to do so. So it just kind of gives you a little synopsis. I'm not going to look at spoilers, but I'm going to look at the page count to see if there is. So there's at least 92, 120. There's 122 different story points you can read here in it, and the last page, of course, is just an ad from Ophidius Entertainment, and there's no page number, but there's 122 different kind of story scenarios in it. So you also have a quick reference sheet here: strategy rules, actions, hazard card, move, mission, and revive. So you can revive some of your characters, and you see Femshep and Liara in action here against some of the Cerberus lads. So that is the narrative book. We have the rule book here with male Shep. So the rule book itself has 42 pages. So it might be kind of complex. Now, of course, there's some beautiful artwork here again. So with Femshep and Liara, overview, war readiness. So yeah, it's definitely in the third game, victory and defeat. Gives you a breakdown of the components. Enemy tokens, what they mean, the campaign map, and loyalty missions. So there is loyalty missions for the characters, so that's pretty cool actually. You have the mission book, mission map page, interacting with the mission map, prepare enemies, basic actions, advanced abilities, loyalty abilities. So of course, one of the things in the computer game is if you did a loyalty mission for a character, you made them more powerful. So obviously if you're playing a campaign in this, you get to choose which character, I presume, you make more powerful. And you have, of course, the two Shepherd tokens here. Garrus Vicarian, Liara Tassoni. So this is actually nice, you know, that it's not just a ball of text. They have given, there's some nice kind of spacing, paragraph, like it's not going to be a difficult read in the sense that there's plenty of illustration, plenty of kind of nice graphic design, and you know that it's not just it's a good rule book in the sense that it'll hype you up properly rather than just kind of giving you a ball of text that you have to kind of absorb before you get into the fight. And of course you have here the icon reference. So we have things like terminals, fast travel, enemy elite spawn, start hex for different characters, start hex for Liara, Shepherd, Tally. So characters would have their own unique start hexes. Different terminal colors, refugees, objectives, bonus loots, rage, damage, Tally's drone. So you have enemy tokens, you have cards, dice, and of course the squad health sheet. So plenty to do there. This is the actual campaign map, and again it's this plastic type of paper, so you have different terrain reference things here on the back, and of course, so yeah, you can kind of see as well that it goes up into different aspects. So I presume if you play mission 1B, the Guns of Cerberus, you can go further into Atlas Binary or Encircled and end up with the mainframe, or there's reactor control or barrier generator, and there's dynamic entry, which of course, depending on what starting mission you have, takes you off in a different direction. You have loyalty missions here, so loyalty mission for Rex is 104, Tally, Liara, and Garrus. You have intel gathered up here, and when setting up your first game, read story paragraph 76. So that's pretty cool. And you've got the war readiness down here, which I presume is either a bonus or a score. And what's also interesting is that you have the different icons here at the side of every mission. So you have a Paragon victory, Renegade victory, or a failure, I presume. So it seems to be 3 campaigns, and perhaps with loyalty missions. Oh yeah, there's a loyalty here and a loyalty there. So that's probably where the 5 missions comes into it. So you get 3 missions if you don't want to be loyal to anyone, and 5 missions if you want to be loyal to at least 2 of the characters, which is interesting again because it'll get you to play the game through again another time for a different story, scenario, or ending, which of course was also a big thing in the Mass Effect computer games, because you ended up playing it multiple times just to kind of get all the stories and all the different bits and endings. We have here what seems to be Shepherd's sheet. So you've got command during setup, place the 3 command tokens in the spaces below where the blank face is showing. You have hack, you have shoot. So I presume you start with these and then you level up into these. So you got adrenaline rush. So that, yeah, he's got the soldier characteristic here. Barrier, first aid, carnage, warp medicine, biotic charge, immunity, and incinerate. So yep, that's the Shepherd. side, and you've got the FemShep side. So I imagine that there's no difference: biotic charge, immunity, incinerate. So I imagine that they're the same, that it's only an aesthetic choice like in the computer game. You have here Garrus, who is okay, that's interesting. They've got pronouns for people here. So yeah, Shepherd is a he him, and Shepherd is a she her. Garrus is a he him. He's got marksman, turn rebel, proximity mines, assassination, overload, calibrate, armor piercing rounds, concussive shot, and oh, okay. You have here what seems to be so you can't. So you're revived. So if your character is knocked out, you flip it, and you've got locked dice here. So I presume there's a pool that you draw from and play. When you're downed, replace Garrus with your down token. When you're revived, put them in the same hex. So that's cool. You can kind of revive your characters a little bit. So that's Rex. That's actually nice. You know, I like the fact that this game is the artistic design in the game has been done very well. You know, it looks well, and they've used the tokens and the sheets that they have well. They kind of give a nice little look to the game. So that's Garrus. You have Liara, so she's a she, they. So, okay. This is where the pronouns, I suppose, come in, because I think Tally is a she, her, and Rex is a he, him. So Liara is representing us all, I suppose. You have Analysis, Stasis, Pistol Shot, Lift, Warp, Anobiotic, Explosion, Pure Biotic, Shadow Broker, Intuition. So yeah, it's definitely in the third game. Singularity and Asari Controller. And again, some beautiful artwork here. You have Tally, so she's got Hack, Go, Chatika, which was her little drone, Teamwork, Sabotage Turret, Sabotage Enemy, Energy Drain, Quarry and Engineer, Drone Attack, and Pistol Burst. And again, yeah, beautiful artwork here. I have to say, great credit to the artist in this one. And Rex, who doesn't like Rex? So he's got redundant physiology, so you can't lose more than 2 hit points as the result of a single attack, so he's definitely your tank. You've got Fitness, what Krogan do best, Krogan Battlemaster, Lift, Grenade. So pick an enemy in Rex's line of fire, and within 3 hexes, give it a biotic effect token, and then move it up 1 hex. Okay, and you shoot it 46 more times. Once per turn. When you allocate a die to a shotgun blast, resolve it twice. So, and of course you got Rex not happy, and shotgun blast. So yeah, I think my first companion to be picked is going to be Rex. We have here different tokens, so I'm just going to zoom in on some of them. So you can see here we've got Marauder tokens, which are one of the bad guys. You've got Liara, you've got Tally, Liara, Rex, and Garrus. So I presume these are the downed tokens. So there's a ton of Marauder tokens here. We have some Cannibal tokens here, and we have some Husk tokens here. So these will be the enemies. You have a Banshee, you have a Scion, you have a Brute, you have an Armored Brute, a Drone Assassin, a Guardian, a Geth Prime, and another Geth Prime. So we have got some damage tokens here. We have Renegade symbols, and we have objective markers, things. So the question marks seem to be just one-sided, so there's no surprise in the other end. And of course we have here the loot boxes, which do have different things on the end. So yeah, that's essentially the first token sheet. The second token sheet would have the Cerberus bad guys. So you got the Guardian, you've got the Assault Trooper, you've got the Engineer, you've got other Renegade tokens. I'm not sure what these are. You have possibly spawn points or new characters. We have the Centurion, the Phantom, the Ravager, the Rampart Mech, Atlas Mech, Indoctrinated Krogan, and Phoenix Adept. So yeah, definitely the third game, because that they were kind of an advanced state that they had some of these select enemies in it. So plenty of interesting tokens here, and an Alliance start token. We have the box here. So actually this is nice, because they have a nice Alliance little sheet here. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but that's a nice touch. You know, they didn't have to put in something like that, but they did. We have plenty of baggies. Thank you for baggies. We love baggies. We have a pen. So I'm guessing this is for writing on the actual sheets. It says Mass Effect. So yeah, I won't bother ripping it out, but yep, it's a pen for marking on the sheets. We have a cool little bag here with the Alliance symbol on it. That's quite nice. Nice little canvas bag. We have here hazard tokens for Cerberus and There's 2 different colors, so we've got what I presume Service and possibly the other bad guys, and we have plenty of dice tokens here and the actual minis themselves. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at the cards first, and then we'll look at the other goodies. So we have Service and Reaper. So yeah, we have 2 different types of bad guy cards. So I presume this is how the game kind of plays it. So yeah, activate each Assault Trooper, activate each Assault Trooper, activate each Guardian, activate each Assault Trooper and each Elite Enemy, activate each Guardian and each Elite Enemy, activate each Engineer and each Elite Enemy. So it's grand. So the game kind of is, it's got an artificial AI that programs itself against you, and you use the cards to do so. I imagine the Reapers is the same. Activate each Husk and Cannibal, each Marauder and Cannibal, Husk and Marauder, activate each Elite Enemy, activate each Cannibal, and you've got different symbols here at the side, so I presume that it's a buff that it gives to the different characters. So yeah, that's the mechanics of the game, that you draw the card dictates what happens with the bad guys. We have here some of the dice, so just opening this, we'll have a look. So there's blue dice, and we have white dice, all which have different unique symbols, and some of them would have double symbols, so I guess depending that they would be either hits or kind of boosts or movement or success or surprise, things like that. So there seems to be, I don't see any standard numerical dice here. I see a ton of white dice and I see 2 blue dice. So the blue dice are probably extra dice you get for loyalty missions or things like that. So again, they're not your standard they're standard D6 dice, but there's an awful lot of different symbols on them. So you have here what I presume are just kind of trackers for your characters, and yes, what I think most people have been waiting for is the actual minis themselves. So let's check out everyone's best friend, Garrus. So quite a nice detailed little mini actually. You can see here he's got the sniper rifle, and it's not actually bent, it's just the actual shape of the rifle. So yeah, pretty cool, I have to say. There's plenty of detail on it, plenty of edge work, so you know, if you do want to paint it, you will get a nice little bit of work done on it. So yeah, a pretty cool little mini. It's a small little mini, but of course it goes on top of the game book, so it wouldn't be oversized. So that's Garrus. We have Liara, of course. She's got a barrier grenade or something that she's about to flake at some fella, and she's got her pistol. Pretty cool character, really nice detail. So she's actually a smidgen smaller than Garrus, which would kind of make sense, really. We have Tally. Good lord, I couldn't remember her name. We've Tally here checking out her Omni tool, I think. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's literally the moment before you'd see kind of a little screen holographic image there above it when she's checking it out. Again, pretty small mini, but again, it wouldn't be too hard to paint because there's a lot of detail on it. So I mean, if it was just kind of flat, plain, boring features, they wouldn't be as easy to paint, but I'd say these would hold colors fairly well. We have Rex, which of course he's just huge, the size between himself and Tally, so they definitely got the scale right. He's there with his shotgun, basically running forward with his teeny tiny tail. I always found it hilarious, the Krogan teeny tiny tails. But yeah, and this is his hump, of course. So the Krogan are very hard to kill. They basically, it's literally a hump like a camel that they store extra kind of, like it's like a gut, you know, they store their fat and extra fluids, things in there, like, but that just makes them all the harder to kind of put down. Pretty cool little mini. And we have, of course, male Shep and femme Shep. So we have male Shep with his Omni Blade, which is a little bit shorter than you'd think, and there's a fairly bald head in him, I say. Yeah, I don't see any indication of hair here. So of course, yeah, he always had a very close kind of haircut, but yeah, just trying to, as a painter, I'm trying to think how am I going to kind of get him to do hair without him looking a bit naff, maybe. But yeah, he looks like Patrick Stewart. I have to be honest, like a pure bald head on him. But yeah, that's the male ship. Nothing wrong with that mini. And we have Femme Shep walking forward with her Predator pistol. Pretty cool. You know, again, she seems to be slightly smaller than male ship, just slightly smaller than male ship. But nevertheless, that was everything in it. And here at the side of the box, of course, you have some extra little decoration. You got the tree, the main characters here. You got three of the minis, the other three main characters here, and the other three minis. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is everything you get in the Mass Effect board game. A game that I think is going to be quite good, depending because of its designer, because of its publisher, and because of the actual IP itself. That this is a game you will have people who will be eager to play, because Mass Effect is a game that came out a long time ago, but still has a huge following, and you know, still has a lot of love and fond memories for people who have played it. So as always, if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and until next time, this is Sean signing off.